Hey, hey. Okay, guys. Sorry about the delay earlier, but we had a little internet technical problem that popped up. But we are back on live now. I waited for Sailing Doodles to get done with their live stream. Hi, Lily. And decided to go ahead and get live and pick up where I left off. So, hey, Dave G. How you doing, man? Sorry about the stop and start from before. But had a little technical problem we had to work out here in Ohio. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Shell. How you doing? Sorry for the delay, guys. We just had a little issue we had to work through. Get down. Get down. So, hey, Chief Has-Been. How you doing? Shell, Anthony, Dave. Glad to see all you guys here. We'll give it a couple minutes. Let some folks drag in. A lot of people just dropped off of the Sailing Doodles live stream that we was going. Okay, I'm buffering again. Tell me I lost internet again. Really? Seriously? No, I should be okay. Hey, Alexander O, how you doing, man? Am I getting the boat? Well, I don't know yet. Let me start with that. I don't know yet. I have not heard a definitive answer. Actually, the only reason why I jumped on and wanted to do a live stream this evening was coming in okay. Thanks, Dave. You're on. Yes, Shell. How are you doing? I don't know why I'm buffering so much. My internet here should be fine. Am I buffering at your end or is it just my end? Doc, did you sell the property in Alaska? Wow, you're not current. Okay. Hey, Escula, how you doing? Doc, yes, the property in Alaska did sell. Unfortunately, the ex-wife filed an injunction against the sale, and so she ended up getting the proceeds, and I ended up getting squat. Absolutely nothing from it. So, yeah. It turns out going up to Alaska for the last 2 years and working hard, cleaning up the property and trying to sell it and get a decent price out of it was a complete waste of my time for the last 2 years. So it just is what it is. Go lay down. Go lay down. You're not going to be a butthead while I'm doing a live stream. Go lay down. She's sitting here jumping up and down trying to get my attention so she can go to the crate for a bit. My end only. Okay, good to know, Dave. Good to know. Thank you. Buffered once. Okay. Well, if it gets bad, guys, let me know, okay? So here's the update. Here's the reason why I did a live stream. Here's the update I wanted to give you guys. Today I was go MG Toe, Grandpa. What does MG Toe mean? Huh. Don't know that. Here's the thing. I guess I got to be careful what I ask for sometimes because sometimes you get it. And I wanted to let you guys know that today I was humbled and, well, frankly, brought to tears. It was an unforeseen, unintended consequence of me putting out the video, Men Going Their Own Way. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that, Dave. I'll look that up. Now, I just got noticed that my live stream just started. So that only took, I don't know what, 5 minutes. So hopefully everybody else gets noticed here pretty quick. No, seriously, guys, I asked for help and for you guys to make comments so that the guy that's planning on giving away this boat will have seen those and hopefully sway him to give me the boat. But I never expected the heartfelt, warm responses that I got. I was really you read the comments, they were very nice. They were more than just very nice, Dave. I saw the G, sorry. Dave, they were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. The love and support from so many people. I mean, it wasn't just like one or two. There was like a whole bunch of people got on there and made these incredible, wonderful comments You guys really touched me and very deeply, and it was a little embarrassing to read that. Well, it made me cry. I don't know the way of summing it up, but man, it really got me. You got the old guy in the heart today with those comments, and I just wanted to humbly say to everybody from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for the love and support, because this old guy really appreciated it. And I'll tell you guys, you have no idea. You guys have no idea how motivational that was for me. Yeah, Steve, it was just incredible. Never regretted going my own way. Well, cool, Doc. It was just really incredible reading all those comments, one after the other. It was like all day today. I was just feeling the love, and I really appreciate it. Now, the fella who has the boat, I did message him and gave him a link to the video, and he told me he was going to go look at it, or I told him please go look at it, and I gave him this whole long speech sort of thing that I prepared that kind of summed up what I'm doing and what my plans are. And so I'm hoping he goes and watches the video and makes up his mind. After thinking about what I'd asked him and what I told him about with my plans, and then seeing all you guys getting on there and being so loving and supportive and confirming everything that I had put in my message to him, geez, I don't know what else somebody would have to do to motivate someone. I really be amazed if he gives the boat to somebody, and I'd really like to know what it is that person's doing that with the boat that is just so awesome, because I was touched by, first of all, awesome guy, super generous giving away this boat. The story behind the boat is the guy had the boat made many years ago in South Africa. I believe it was South Africa. And he sailed it across and sailed it around a bit. And it is currently here in the United States. That's the extent of what I'm going to say, is that it's here in the United States. But it has been up on the hard shrink wrapped for a while. It was recently unwrapped and cleaned up and repainted. And so is in his mind's eye, in ocean-going condition, but we're going to have to look at certain things, to check them out and make sure things are okay. It is an older boat, so it's not equipped with the latest and greatest kinds of technology. I do believe it is a tiller-driven boat, not a wheel-steering boat, which has its pluses and minuses. The tiller steering, the autopilots for tiller steering aren't as robust as some of the wheel steering systems, but a tiller system is very simple in its design, and so it's unlikely that a lot of things will go wrong with it. So, there's pluses and minuses. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot about the boat. I was very pleased how one of my subscribers who's in the chat right now, and I appreciate his candor, had actually mentioned to the guy, if the boat's a POS, please don't give it to me, because the last thing I need is a boat that's just a piece of junk. And I'm hoping that's not the case with this fella. I don't think it is. It doesn't seem like that's the case. But, you don't know until you know. So if things work out and he gives me the boat, I will be on the boat very quickly. Like within a couple days, I will be on the boat and assessing it and seeing what it needs and trying to get it ready to start moving it towards Florida, which is still what my goal would be, was to move it down to the Florida Keys, where I can live on the boat while working there as a realtor and making the money that I need to refit and rebuild the boat, cleaning it up and getting it ready for some serious travels. Not to mention building the cruising kitty. And so it'll be interesting to see how all that pans out. But that's the extent of what I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into any other details about the boat, the make or length or where it is or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not going to jinx this. I'm keeping my big fat mouth shut for a change. and just leaving it up to him now to hopefully he'll watch the video and read all your comments and then decide, what direction, if any, he decides he may want to go. If I get the boat, though, I will tell you it will be absolutely freaking awesome. And I just know that I'm going to be able to start making some really cool content almost immediately. So with that, let me check the comments here real quickly. Steve Newby was credible. Yes, well, Akish Pilot, the kids are done for today. Another live on Friday. Okay, good. I didn't want to step on Bob's live stream, but when he crapped out the way he did and wasn't coming back on, I figured he was having issues. So that's why I decided to go ahead and go live. I figured a lot of his viewers might be looking for something else to do. I did find it interesting that Bob ended up having a technical issue during his live stream. He was up to, I think, 800 people were watching, and he started having problems, and I was just watching the numbers of people drop off, and man, did they drop off precipitously. I mean, within like 10 seconds of the live stream stopping, he dropped from 800 to 600 people. And then in the next 2 minutes or so, that dropped all the way down to 100. And within 3 or 4 minutes, he was down to like 8 people watching. I was really surprised how little people were willing to hang out and wait a little bit to see if he came back on live. So interesting observation, I thought. I hadn't realized it was so precipitous. I've not noticed that my live streams drop off that quickly. Maybe they do, and I just really haven't watched that closely. So I guess I'll watch that from now on. So I read that story from that guy about giving his boat away. It looked very nice. Okay. Not sure we're talking about the same boat, Dave, but okay. If we are, please keep it between us. I don't want to make it any more public than what it is. I don't want anybody jinxing my situation. So I appreciate it if you hope I get it. Palm limit, it's in the United States. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to say the boat's in the U.S. When will he make his decision? He said he was going to make his decision. When I spoke to him last Friday, he was going to discuss it with his wife and make his decision this week. So we will know hopefully fairly soon. I do not know what his litmus test is. I don't know what his thought process is. He's been pretty tight-lipped on all of that. So, we've done what we can do. So now it's going to be up to him to review that and see what has to happen. So, good question, Ken. Yes, okay. 903 I saw. Yeah, was it that high, 903? Yeah, I thought it was up in there. I was really surprised at how quickly they dropped off. Doc says, in my teens, I learned carpentry building and restoring wooden boats. I loved it. The culture was friendly but corrupt. But it's also had a system of justice. I loved it. Well, that's good to know, Doc. That's good to know. Yep. Interesting. I will say this much. The boat is, being an older boat, it's a very interesting design. Very interesting design. It's a boat with character and style that we don't see so much in the bleach bottle boats that are so common today. So it will be interesting. So good luck. I hope you get it. You deserve it. Well, thank you, Steve Newby. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. So on to other news. It has been snowing here in Ohio, if you can imagine that. I left Alaska to get away from this cold stuff, and it just seems like the crap is following me everywhere I go. I just can't seem to break free of it. It's very, very frustrating. So hopefully it'll quit. But yeah, it's been nothing but rain and snow, rain and snow, rain and snow. It's just been miserable here in Ohio. Lucky Pilot. After I saw like you. Okay, thanks. Hey, big man, what is its length, and does it have a sugar scoop? It has length. I'm not telling you how long it is. I'm not giving any information out. And no, it does not have a sugar scoop, but it does have, I'll just leave it at that. Yes and no. I'll put it that way. Why is he giving it away and not trying to sell it? Brad, I do not know the answer to that. I do not know the answer to that. I know the boat has been sort of a family member to their family for many, many years, and his love and pet project, something that he had hoped he was going to be getting back to. But as he put it, actually, he put it is that it's a young man's boat. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think, but I think from his standpoint, he would want something a lot more comfortable than what this boat may be. Like I said, it's not designed by today's standards. It's a much older boat. So, I just think I don't know why he's not selling it. He certainly could. I hope it's a gem. Well, Palm Limit, if it's not a gem, it will be when we get done with it. That I can assure you. We got 14 inches this last weekend in Green Bay area. I got like 28 inches. Austin, that's crazy. Gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I just am so fed up with the white plague. I can't tell you. It was snowing today, and to me, that was just so depressing. In fact, those of you that were on Bob's live stream may have noticed my dislike for stuff. Some people were talking about going up to Alaska, and I'm like, Alaska sucks. Oh, but Alaska is so beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful to go visit in the summertime. Try living there for 8 years. It sucks. I am so tired of snow blowers and shoveling snow and being cold. It's unbelievable. So, Joe's home place. We've had snow, rain, grapple, spiky grapple, weirdness, sun, wind today. Yeah, it's been kind of weird here in Ohio too. We got a lot of that styrofoam puffball kind of snow. A lot of that came down today. That round stuff. That's hard to walk on. So, character part I meant. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Snow here in New York too. Yeah. The St. Croix River, gas, 18 to 30 inches of ice still. Wow, really? The St. Croix? 5 inches in Milwaukee and another 3 to 5 tomorrow. Guys, this is the middle of April. Enough already, okay? It's supposed to be April showers, not April snow. 5 inches. Oh, wow. Slipstream says, the Vagabond did a video where a girl was given a boat by an older couple. Some people are very generous. Yes, some people are, Slipstream. Some people are amazingly generous like that. And, the fella that's giving this boat away, obviously it was a passion to his. I've offered for him to come down and visit me on the boat and come spend some time, especially when I go over to the Bahamas. I'm hoping that he'll take me up on that and come visit it if he gives me the boat. I don't know. We will find out. We will find out. I just got your live notice. Well, hey, Shell. Good. Then I'm glad I put the notice out earlier. But and I'm staying on for a bit. YouTube's just been weird. So sorry, guys. Got a back itch. Scratching my back. It's more like February 7th, 8th. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I think we had a couple of inches of pollen last week. Hey, John Williams, how are you? Miss Lone Star got hers for $1. Yeah, there you go, Dave. There's all kinds of deals to be had if you have the patience to sit and wait and watch for them. If you sit and wait and watch for them, you will, you're going to find something come along. So, this is not the first boat that I've seen. Got my hair. I'm just noticing my hair is all messed up. This is not the first boat I've seen that's been given away. I've seen a lot other boats, some nicer, some not as nice as this, given away. It happens. So, and if a fellow is patient and just watches and watches and watches and is ready to strike when the iron's hot, then that works. I've especially noticed on things like eBay. If you look at the sailboats at 28 feet and over on eBay, sometimes there's a lot of boats that get, I won't say given away, but the prices they go for, some of them are just, insane. I saw a really nice 35-footer the other day that sold for like $1,800. Somebody donated to Boat Angel, which gives them a tax break. And then Boat Angel auctions them off for they do a little quick assessment of it and then kind of auction it off for next to nothing. So if you watch those things, sometimes you can get a real deal. But sometimes you can also get a real heartache and a real, hole in the water with which to throw your money. So last year we had snow until May. Yeah, I don't want to hear that, Shell. I got my 23 day with a trailer for $200. I spent a year searching too. There you go, Austin. Yeah. How much work will the boat need to bring it up to speed? 12 degrees, that is the ultimate question. I have not physically seen the boat yet, and so far the information that's been shared with me has been minimal at best. So I do not have an answer to that. It may be an absolute write-off. You know, I may get to the boat and say, you know, hey, this thing needs to be cut up for scrap, or I may get to the boat and go, hot damn, am I the luckiest bastard in the world? Oops, excuse me, luckiest fella in the world. So I don't know yet, and I won't know until I actually get to the boat and look at it. So, hello, Brian Peebles. How you doing, sir? You're not late at all, man. You're not late at all. Welcome. Know anyone who wants to give away an RV? No, Shell, not at the moment. I don't. But here again, you know, you get on eBay and watch what some of the stuff going on there. Sometimes you can see stuff go for quite a deal. You know, it's an option. So, and you know, the other thing you can do too, if you go to some of your RV dealerships, many years ago when I was in Montana, we needed a RV, not really for driving around, but just to park on the property that we bought to live in while we were building a house. And I went to the local RV dealership looking around, and we bought a 36 foot Class A motorhome for like $4,000. And it ran and drove beautifully. Everything on it worked. It was just really old. So Bobby has one. Yeah, well, if you're going to get Bob's RV from Burning Man, you better have a tow truck to go with you, because it don't go nowhere. So he was just saying during his live stream, all the stuff from his RV went into his storage building there at Burning Man. And he's not going to Burning Man apparently this year. He's going to be very busy trying to get his boat to Thailand before the end of August. So Bob's going to have to move right along. I'll tell you what, though, guys, as many of you know, I was really worried about Bob trying to take on this delivery because originally what he claimed to be his schedule, you know, for the time of year he was going to leave the Pacific Northwest and stuff. And I got to admit, I'm really happy to know that he's already made it to Tahiti and he's in there and safe. Although I did see where he went down to Cabo and spent, you know, 3 months down in Mexico waiting out hurricane season. Because that was my biggest fear, is he was going to try to cross the Pacific during cane season. And that would have been just plain foolish. As it is, he got hit with some bad storms down in Cabo. But I'm so glad he's made it over to Panama, or over to Tahiti now. And now he's got to make it the rest of the way. And there's still a lot of miles to go. Still a lot of miles to go, but I'm feeling good. I hope he does get the parts broken or fixed that broke on the boat. I guess his steering linkage went out and he's had some other issues to deal with. So I'm hoping he gets all those fixed while he's in Tahiti and Moorea before he heads over and starts heading to the rest of the island. So no Burning Man leftovers, thanks. Yeah, right, Shell? Yeah, I would think anything left over from Burning Man is pretty much trash. So, uh-oh, I have a problem. I'm out of beverage. I'm going to die of thirst here while talking to you good folks. So let me see what else is new and interesting. I was really happy to see that my ex-wife Johanna got on the chat, or on the video, and made a nice comment. Somebody commented that she'd be happy to get me gone from here so she can get her garage back. But, you know, hey, Johanna, I think, and she can correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think she kind of likes me here in the garage because I'm trying to help her out and take care of her. Fact is, she doesn't eat well. She doesn't have anybody really in her corner trying to take care of her. She's got a husband who's in pretty bad shape physically, and so she's a caregiver as opposed to getting any concern for her. And so she just hasn't been sleeping well and hasn't been eating well and taking care of herself. So I've been trying to help out with some of that and make up for it. And not doing as much as I would like to, not doing as much as I probably could, doing all I can at the moment, trying to help her out. So like I go up and I cook her dinner and cook her breakfast and stuff like that, and clean up the house a little bit when I can, do the dishes, that kind of stuff for her. So try to do my part. So let's see what's going on in the chat here. It was a throttle cable. Yes, that's right. It was a throttle cable. I'm not sure I quite understood what he was talking about with the different zip ties that are sized for different RPMs or something. That seemed kind of hokey. And how do you change a zip tie when you're pulling up to the dock? You know, you got to back off the throttle or throttle up or throttle down quickly when you're docking and stuff sometimes. I'm not sure exactly how he handled all that. So, but yeah, it was a throttle cable. So I hope he gets that fixed pretty quickly. It's kind of a critical part. So. Didn't see the chat start. Hey, no problem, Andy, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I put the notice out for it, but you know, YouTube, you never know when that's actually going to come out. So I'm not surprised that it didn't come out correctly. So the interface will not allow me to share the first boat I worked to build. I started building at age 11. The name of the boat is Mika 2. I'm proud of the experience. Well, cool, Doc. That's awesome. That's awesome. I was just talking to another fellow who's actually, I'm kind of surprised he's not on the live stream here. Joe was talking to me earlier today. He welds together boats. He's a welder and he welds some aluminum boats together. He just welded up some interesting little river boats for himself and kind of got me to thinking, you know, I don't know if you guys watch SV Delos. If you should, Sailing SV Delos is a great channel. They have a really unique dinghy that they use. It looks like an inflatable rib, is what it looks like in design, but yet it's all aluminum, so it's not inflated at all. It's got solid aluminum pontoons, kind of like a pontoon boat, upside down, welded into a bow, like an inflatable would have. And man, what a great design boat! I'm really surprised nobody here in the United States is making anything like that. And I thought, you know, it really wouldn't be all that hard to weld something like that together. I mean, I can stick two pieces of metal together. Need to practice on my aluminum because you got to use real low temperature for that, but might be something to think about. So, let's see. Hey, KC, someday they'll be taxing the wind, so sailing won't be free. Well, let's hope they don't get that idea for a long time. You know, if they were going to do that, they probably would have done that back in the great days of sailing. They never did it then, so we'll see. I thought he said it was fixed now. I didn't catch that, Waukesha. I hope so. Prayers from my family to yours. Well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. And right back at you, sir. I hope you guys are all having a great time. What do you think of Acorn from Arabella? Pretty awesome endeavor. Austin, somebody asked me about that in my last live stream, and I have to admit, I was not up on that, and I misunderstood what they were asking about. Since then, I've gone and I've watched some of those episodes, and this is a really interesting project. These guys are literally building a boat up from scratch. They're building a boat, and they're cutting the trees down and milling the lumber. They poured their own lead keel. They dug a hole, shaped it, and then poured the lead in to form their own keel for the boat. I mean, these guys are starting with, they're melting aluminum cans, to give you an idea, and pouring and made, I don't know, it's like a 4,000, 3,000, 4,000, I don't know, 8,000 pound, I don't remember what the size of it was, lead keel for this boat. And now they've made the main keel timber, and now they're framing out all the timbers for the ribs and stuff. Very interesting project. So if you guys want to check it out on YouTube, Acorn to Arabella is sort of an interesting YouTube channel if you're interested in building wooden boats. And I mean, literally, these guys are building one up from scratch. I imagine it's going to be a multi-year project for them to get this thing together, and I would love to see what it looks like at the end. Certainly, these guys are willing to put out a whole lot more work than I would ever want to do, because, you know, I can make my money elsewhere and buy a boat than build one like that. But pretty cool project, Austin. I agree. Pretty cool project. Hello, Austin Redmond. How you doing, man? KC only in California. Sail with Salty Olives. How you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, Jared. Finally caught it live again. Well, I'm glad you made it, Jared. Austin Adventures, it's really cool and impressive. A lot of work to build a wooden boat. Yeah. And, you know, these guys do a pretty good job of really showing how much labor is actually involved in it. It is pretty amazing. There's a sweet 35-foot steel boat for sale in Kingston, Ontario for 13 grand. It was built in 1992. Could be bought for 10 grand. Looked at it yesterday. Wish I was looking for a steel boat. Oh, slipstream, that's interesting. Very interesting. I think they guessed about 3 or 4 years to finish it. I would say that's probably correct. Oh, did you watch the keel? Okay, Steve Newby says he watched them port the keel. I watched that too. I thought it was pretty interesting to watch. Shell, oh, back, pizza was calling me. No problem, Shell. Man's got to eat, right? You got to eat. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, guys, please do. Please do like. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Although I think at this point, most of the people on here are my usual subscribers. And guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And now that we've had it seems like a bunch of people just came into the room because they got the late notice and stuff. I just want to say again, guys, the reason I'm doing this live stream right now, this is unscheduled, not my usual time. But the reason I decided to jump onto a live stream right now is because I wanted to thank everybody for the incredible, wonderful comments that I got for the video I posted. There's a fellow interested in giving away a sailboat, and I reached out and asked people to not comment to me, but to comment to him as to why they think, or if they think the guy should give me the boat. I'm sure he's got a long list of people that have asked for it. And I want to tell you, it really touched my heart. It really got me today and kept me in a very emotional state. To be honest with you, I was in tears earlier today reading the very awesome comments from all you guys. It was just amazing to me. It was very much unexpected, very much unexpected. I hadn't, thought out the process and what would happen or what's going to happen when I asked that question. I just said, hey guys, if you think this guy's gonna, and I just expected people to get on there and say, yeah, Carl's a great guy, give him the boat, but instead people went into such eloquent detail and spoke so highly of me. I mean, in some ways it was a little embarrassing, but it was just really awesome. You guys touched me and I loved it. And so I wanted to get onto a live stream to thank everybody for that, because it was really awesome. It was really pretty cool. So now I'm choking up again. So let me go to some comments here. Okay. Let's see. 51 watching. Cool. I'll stick to my fiberglass boats. Easier to repair and low maintenance. There you go, Austin. Acorn to Barraville is truly a treat to watch. Thanks for bringing it up, Austin. Yeah, good job, King of Chuck. I agree. The boats we built and repaired when I was a younger man were of wood. Well, sure, Doc. Yeah. Yeah, you're showing your age, Doc. You're like me, back in the day when, it was in my lifetime that fiberglass really became so prevalent in boat design. When I was born, 1958, everything was still mahogany back then. Some beautiful mahogany boats from back then, but everything was still mahogany back then. So, any news on the real estate front? No real news there. Working hard, making progress, getting some inquiries. No new listings. Been good, getting pretty good response. Not as good as I had hoped, but certainly reasonable response. I did. I got to tell you a funny story, but you guys got to give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second, if you will. Sorry about that. Had a knot in my throat. I just had to get a beverage, so hold on 1 second. The garage here is kind of dusty, and sometimes I got to lube the pipes. So anyhow, sorry about that. Anyhow, so I got this phone call from a lady down in Florida. She owns a house that was for sale, was on the market. And the property had come off the market. She had listed it with a realtor down there for a year. The year came and went. The house didn't sell. And so the house was off the market. So I sent her a letter saying that, hey, I see you had a house on the market. It's not on the market now. I'd love to talk to you about listing the property with me and let me help you get the property sold, that kind of thing. And we got into this big, long conversation, and the conversation ended up with her kind of wanting to know if I wanted to go out on a date with her, which is just like, it was this really strange twist of events, which I didn't offer to her that I was, in fact, in Ohio at the time. So I had to come clean and say, I would love to do that, but, unfortunately, I'm not in the area at the moment. So, maybe we can reschedule that for another day. But you never know how some things may turn out. So I thought that was pretty funny. So that's the news on the real estate front, Palm Limit. It's cool that you are humbled about the praise. Oh, Andy, if you've not read the comments, read through them. They're gut wrenching, man. Amazing. I lost the skill after 30 plus years of engineering. Doc, you never lose the skill. It may get a little rusty and you may have forgotten a lot about it, but I assure you, if you try to do it again, you'll find it there pretty quick. 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. White oak ribs and Honduras mahogany. Yep, there you go. There you go. MGTOW. There you go. Got to crawl before you walk, but you'll get there. Hard work pays off. That's right, Anthony. Hard work does pay off. Hard work, determination, a solid work ethic, day by day, doing the do, you're going to get there. It's a long, hard journey, but, that's just the way it is. Although I will say, if this guy gives me this boat, it's really going to throw a monkey wrench into all my plans because I'm going to have to kind of stop my real estate marketing while I'm in the process of moving the boat down to Florida. And it might take as much as a month. It might take much as a month to move the boat there because of the distances involved. And the challenges involved. So, yeah, I may have to put things on hold for a little bit. But at least if I'm in the Florida Keys as opposed to being here in Ohio, there's a lot more I can do marketing-wise, especially on social media, where I can actually go out and do content with my cameras, local content and stuff, and have a lot more to talk about. Very difficult for me to talk about stuff going on there when I'm here and I'm not there to film stuff. So looking forward to that. Anyhow, she's trying to save commission fee. Well, Shell, that may be the case. But she did inform me that she has 4 houses, and I checked it up, and she does have 4 houses in the Florida Keys. She wants to move out of the Florida Keys, and if her 4 houses sell, she'll end up with about $4 million. So, maybe old grandpa should be a gold digger and go out with the lady because she's going to have a whole lot more money than I will. So if she's trying to save the commission, that's fine. But, if I could end up with the whole hog, then, that's better than ending up with just the jowls. There's a little farmer's reference for you. So, Papa the ladies' man. There you go. Hey, I've always been a ladies' man. What was her net worth? Yes, high net worth, Palm Limit. High net worth. Yep. Where's the boat? Doc, I'm not saying where the boat is. Suffice it to say it's in the United States. I'm not going to say anything that's going to jinx this deal on me. So, there's some great people. We all support you, and we are extremely excited to see you succeed. Well, you know what, man? Thank you, Austin. I really appreciate that. How many times has she been married? Well, like me, she's been married twice before, so she knows what's right and what's wrong. So, I'll send you a shovel. Time to get married. Yeah, right? $4 million. That might be worthwhile, but no. Guys, I'm sorry. I've got my plans. I know what I'm going to be working on doing, so that's what I'm going to do. The videos you did on sailing knowledge and equipment and dangers out in the ocean were incredibly interesting. Well, good, Casey. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I will be doing more of that kind of content. So, been there more than once. It's hard starting over again. Yes, Anthony, and I hope I'm never here again. But yes, it is hard starting over again. Especially this last time because, been going through this whole divorce process over the last 2 years, went up to Alaska and fixed up the property up there and marketed it and worked on selling it. And for the amount of money I ended up getting at the end of this, I should have walked away from it 2 years ago, and I would have been so further ahead right now had I done that. But, trying to uphold my responsibilities, which I did. And so now I can, with a clear conscience move forward, knowing that everything up there has been, all the loose ends were tied and taken care of, and everybody up there is happy and moved on. So who wants to move out of the Florida Keys? Well, you know, Andy, after living there for a number of years and having the hurricanes destroy your houses, especially her, because she has rental properties, you know, so she's had a lot of houses and they've just gotten destroyed and destroyed and destroyed and destroyed. Hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. You know, when you've been down there for 20 years and you've gone through, you know, 5 or 6 major hurricanes and having to gut your houses and rebuild them, and it can get old. It can get old pretty quick. So you make a lot of money with it. You do, because, you know, you got your insurance on them and stuff. And not that you profit from the hurricane stuff, but the rentals you get on those houses is pretty high. So it just works that way. So are they still alive? Or who's still alive? Shell, I'm not sure I understand what that's in reference to. We talk about so many different topics here at once. Hello, Carl, I'm new here. Well, hello, Mary. I'm old here. So how are you, darling? Welcome to my live stream. I am glad to see you here. I really am, Mary. So welcome. Whole shot. Andy says right on Austin. There you go. Palm limit. First time love, second time money, third time big money. There you go. Yeah, well, the first time was for love. The second time was lust, I would say. And I don't know if there's going to be a third time. If there's a third time, it's going to have to be love again. So, but you have Lily. I do that, Doc. I do have Lily. Yes. And she's an awesome girl. So, can anyone recommend a brick and mortar store that has a good selection of foul weather gear? I'm in Ohio, but will be willing to travel. Brian, where are you in Ohio? And you know, there's a West Marine in Ohio, I believe, in Columbus somewhere. I think. Is there a West Marine in Columbus? I don't know. I don't know if there's a West Marine in Columbus. I think there's a Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shops, one of those two in Columbus. You might try there. They may have some good foul weather gear. If you're looking for sailing gear, though, I don't know if there's a good brick and mortar store anywhere in this area, unless there's a West Marine that can be found nearby. I'm sure there's one over in Annapolis. Might be what you have to do. The gal's exes, are they still alive? Oh, I have no idea, Shell. I don't know. We never got that far into the discussion. I see. Right, Home Place Journal. Yep. Okay. Near Cleveland, and I have been to West Marine, but not much of a selection. Huh. You might look at their catalog. And then there's also a catalog called Defender, Defender. They're a West Coast company. They might have some stuff. And Shell's got an idea. Yeah, you can go to Dick's in Columbus. They have weather gear. Although, personally, I really dislike Dick's Sporting Goods. I have a personal animosity against them for their stand on firearms. But that's just me personally. I won't shop with them. But you do whatever you feel is right. Dick's, as far as I'm concerned, is right up there with Kmart. You know, during 9/11, Kmart pulled all the ammunition off the shelves. You know, we were under attack from terrorists. And what does Kmart do? They take all the ammunition off the shelves so Americans can't defend themselves because, you know, who knows? We didn't know at that point what was going on. I'm sorry, but I have a problem with that. West Marine, world's most expensive store. Yes, yes. I also refer to it as Worst Marine. I agree with you. It's very expensive. They have a thing now called the internet. Yeah, there you go, Pilot. I agree. But people who's looking for a brick and mortar store. He's looking for something near Cleveland. The Mistake on the Lake. That's what we call Cleveland, Ohio. The Mistake on the Lake. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is there a West Marine up in Cleveland? Is that what you're telling me? When you're going to spend $300 plus, I want to be able to feel and touch before I buy. Sure, I understand that, Brian. I've never known a woman that was as loyal as a German Shepherd dog. Yeah. Well, Doc, you know, the more I know about dogs, and the more experience I've had with women, you know, I'm there with you, man. I'm there with you, man. Yep, yep. Good dog is always a good thing. So, yeah, okay. I'm not going to go any further than that because I'll alienate 50% of my audience. But needless to say, Grandpa's not too happy with the opposite sex lately, and I'm a little burnt, but I'll get over it like everything else. I'll get over it, move on. So, and you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get on this boat and some woman's going to come along, turn my head. And next thing you know, I'll be acting all goofy and chasing her like I do, as us men tend to do, you know. So, you know, us crazy old bastards, you see some really hot looking chippy out there, and next thing you know, we lose our mind over stuff. So, and when you're as old as me, losing your mind isn't a very far walk to have happen. So it can happen pretty quickly. Hey, and while I'm on the subject of losing my mind, if, big if this guy, Andy, man, that's awesome, dude. Thank you, sir. That is so nice of you, Andy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. You rock. 12-pack on me. Will do, Andy. I will pick up 12 beers on you. Thank you, sir. I could use it, too, because I don't have any beers in the garage. I'll tell you what, though. I'm hoping this guy gives me the boat, in which case I'm going to buy that 12-pack while I'm sitting in the cockpit of that boat, Andy, and hoping that you'll come join me and sit in the boat with me sometime soon, sometime real soon. So, Jared says, laugh my ass off, so true. Yes, it is. So I'm going to attempt fishing this summer. I've never caught one before, sadly. Oh, gosh, Austin. Really? Really? You've never caught a fish? Oh, my gosh. What are you going to go for? What kind of fish are you going to aim for? I worked in Cleveland for 4 years. I'm still cold. Yeah. Cleveland's cold. Cleveland's cold. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, what I was saying before, if I get this boat, I am going to need some crew to help me move the boat. I'm going to try to break it up into like 1 week intervals for people, though it's convenient for people to jump on for a week. It will not cost you anything because I just cannot fathom in my mind that I can do that anymore to anybody. I already have some people out there that I owe money to for having jumped on with a share of the sale with Grandpa. I'm hoping some of those guys might have some free time to help me move the boat. Might be cool. But I'm going to need some folks to help move the boat. So probably 4 opportunities to jump on, and your only expense is going to be your expenses. You know, your half the food bill, whatever, that kind of stuff is and getting yourself, you know, to and from. And again, I'm not going on to any details online here with anybody. And in fact, I don't even want to talk to anybody about it until after I know that that I have the boat and that the boat is in fact seaworthy. But I'm going to need some crew to help move the boat. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. So Flipstream says, if you locked your dog and wife in the trunk for an hour, when you open the trunk, who would be happy to see you? True story, huh? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Walleye and northern pike and bass are the big ones in the St. Croix. And those all require very different approaches because of the nature of the fish. For walleye, what I like to do is go out and find a large flat area where the bottom of the lake is fairly flat, and I'll put on a drift. I'll put together a walleye rig, and I don't have that available here with me to show you right at the moment, but basically it's like a knocker rig where you have a weight that goes at the bottom, and then your bait follows. You can't see my hands, but you know, about 14 inches or so behind the weight, you have your baited hook, so it kind of is bounced along the bottom. And what I do is I go out and I drop that down, and then I just let the wind and waves slowly move the boat. And while I'm doing that, the bait gets drifted across the bottom, and you pick up walleye for that. It's called a dead drift for walleye, and it works very effectively. On northern pike, however, you're going to find those up in the shallows in the real weedy looking stuff. Really weedy looking stuff. My favorite technique for northern pike is to go out with some large streamers with a 6 or even an 8 or 10 weight rod, fly rod, and then going out and then flipping that streamer right along the edge of the heavy weed cover. And man, them pikes will go out and just mash it on the surface. So that can be awesome. And then bass, you know, I'll put on any number of spinners or crankbaits and you know, rubber worm type things, frog baits, lizard baits, that kind of stuff. And, you know, just cast and retrieve, cast and retrieve, cast and retrieve. So all those have completely different things. If you want, Austin, contact me directly and I can give you some pointers and direct you as to right baits to buy and that kind of stuff. And of course, all of those could simply be fished with nothing more than a hook with a minnow on it and a bobber. That works too, if you like going old school. But I'll tell you what, after the other weekend, I have learned I cannot bobber fish around a Labrador Retriever. Just saying, every time I tried to cast the bobber out, she went and tried to retrieve the bobber. So that kind of ruined my day of fishing the other day. The best hook for a walleye. The best hook for walleye actually is sort of a flounder-looking hook. And what I mean by that, it'll have a fairly long shank with not such a big pronounced hook on the end. I usually like them to be, you know, an inch and a quarter in overall length with an opening. You know, something basically that would just go around your finger. You know, be about that long and then make that curve with your finger with the point on it. Something just, you know, around the size of a pinky finger is a good analogy to use for that. So fishing is the only time trolls are allowed. There you go. That's right. During my sailing days, hot women abounded and they were readily available, but they were not suitable for anything other than disease. Disease and deck fluff, Doc. Disease and deck fluff. Yep, I agree. Fortunately, I think today, medicine availability being what it is, we tend not to have so much of that, or maybe I'm just not in the right circles. But yes, always a concern, isn't it? Awesome, and Lily likes bobbers too. Oh gosh, does she like bobbers? Yep. Hey Trav, how you doing, man? Glad to see you. Can't wait for some fishing with Grandpa videos. And Dave, there will be a bunch. In fact, if I get this boat, there might be a fishing video next week. Because I am so broke. I'm so broke. Grandpa's going to have to fish for dinner. I mean, quite literally, I'm going to have to fish for dinner. So, and to give you a little hint, I'm going to be having to eat a lot of bass, bluegill, perch, and walleye and catfish for the first week or two. So to give you a little idea about what the obstacles I may be involved with before I get down to where I'm fishing saltwater. So got a little freshwater distance to cover first. But yes, there'll be some awesome videos in regards to that. Where is Lily? Time for a Kirkland bone. Well, Lily is in the dog crate because she's been a pain in the butt. I will let her out so you guys can see her. She's going to come around behind me, and she's going to jump up and down and whine. Here, come on up here. There you go. Now you guys can see Lily. There, see her? See the people? Yeah, no, up here. Up here. You see the folks? Can you see the folks? No? And by the way, Andy, I'm not feeding the Kirkland bones anymore. They had a... No, I'm sorry. I am feeding the Kirkland bones. I'm not feeding the Milkbone brands anymore, because they had a recall from that company having some problems with poisons in their food. So we've been avoiding that. So yes, Kirklands are okay, but not the Milkbones. Can I help you? Can I help you? Huh? You gonna talk to the people? You're gonna talk to the people? They're right there. See the camera? Woof at them. Woof at them. You gonna woof? You're not gonna woof? They're watching you. See them right there? She's actually looking at the on my computer screen. She can see herself. So she's wondering why there's a little dog on my computer. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. No, I'm doing live stream. No, get down. Get down. Get down. Your paws hurt. Oh, gosh. Thanks, Andy. You had to have me get her out. Now I'm under attack. My family lived on walleye. We fished for the family every weekend. Yeah, walleye's awesome. Very good eating fish. Absolutely. The Sailing Inc. Cleveland. Don't know what that is. A Sailing Inc. in Cleveland. I'll have to check that out, I guess. I've been on that weight loss diet before. 3 months of ramen. Yum. Yeah, I don't do ramen. I don't do ramen. I'll do 3 weeks. I will do 3 months of eating nothing but panfish and catfish and that kind of stuff. Oh yes. Oh no. Ow. Jeez. See, guys, this is what happens. I get under attack here. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Lots of life in them dogs. Yes. Yes, too much life in that dog. I'm on a weight loss program too in the gym 4 days a week. Girlfriend said I got fat and thinks time I look better for sailing this summer. Yeah, Austin, I'm in the same boat, man. And I am seriously working towards it this, well, I kind of got off my diet there for a while. It's hard, you know, because I'm sort of subject to whatever Johanna wants to buy for us to have to eat. So I try to give some guidance and some direction, but she's very cost conscious and doesn't quite believe in the fact that buying healthy food is better than buying cheap food. So we've been having some arguments in that regard, and I'm slowly making headway. But yeah, we've not been eating the healthiest. In fact, we had smoked sausages for dinner tonight, which normally I would never buy, but it is what it is. So yeah, I got to get back on that. And once I get onto a boat and by myself, I'm sure I'll have much more control over the diet and stuff. No, get down. Get down. You don't need on top of my head. Jeez. My bad, Papa. Lily is a sweetheart. Yes, Andy, this is all your fault, by the way, buddy. I have 2 GSDs at my side. GSDs. I assume you're referring to some sort of a dog. Okay. Jim Coleman says sailing gear. Not sure what you mean, Jim. What do you mean sailing gear? I'm doing keto, and yeah, I know. I've got a really good friend of mine, Doc, that is a lady with cancer who's been doing keto, and she's just on and on and on and on and on about keto. I kind of like the whole, keto concept. Carbs are my downfall. I know that. Baked goods especially are my downfall. I love donuts and cakes and those sorts of things. Apple strudels and, that kind of stuff. It's been my downfall. So keto's tough for me, but yeah, I'm working on it. And a lot of it too is, I don't talk too much about this, but I have a bad back. I've got a blown disc in my back. And so it's very difficult for me to I can't go jogging. It just creates too much pain in my back and lays me up too much. But swimming is absolutely awesome for me for an exercise. And so once I get on the boat, swimming, I hope to be able to do that every day, and that will help a lot. So thanks, Jim Coleman. I took into them. I need a jacket, boots. Oh, I see. Sailing gear. Boots and pants. I am hoping $600 will cover everything. Okay, I see. Yeah, $600. You ought to be able to get everything you need for. Well, should. $600 seems pretty reasonable to me. $400, $500. Yeah, $400 for the pants and jacket, and then $100 for some decent boots. Sounds about right to me. We've cut high fructose corn syrup out of our diet, and more fresh veggies and fruit too. I cut soda out and lost 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. Yeah, Austin, I'm a huge advocate of that. In fact, what I'm drinking now is Kroger brand seltzer water. This is a mandarin orange flavored stuff. 0 calories, 0 sugars, nothing added to it. In fact, the ingredients are carbonated water and mandarin flavoring, mandarin juice. I mean, that's about it. So they're all the high fructose corn syrup. Anything GMO is out of my diet if my diet's at my control. I'm a big advocate of eating real foods and not processed foods. I'm a huge advocate of that. So, and I have cut soda out of my diet as well. I no longer drink any Diet Pepsi, which was hard for me. German Shepherd dogs. Yeah, I assume that's what you meant. I'm sorry, Doc. Yep. Are you going to grow any foods on the boat? Austin, I've really been laboring with that. In fact, I was watching a video clip the other day done by a channel. Can I help you? Done by a channel where they were, they did a hydroponic. Now, quit. Go lay down. Kennel. All right, are you going to sit up there and be quiet? Sit. You stay. Anyhow, I was watching this one channel, and they set up a hydroponic system on their boat. Now, they were on a pretty good-sized boat, but still, they had a hydroponic system set up on their boat. If I could set up a hydroponic system that I could have functioning that would work well on the boat, then yes, I will be trying to grow some stuff. I will have a little herb garden somewhere set up on the boat. That I'm assured of. But, you know, I'm not going to be planting corn and potatoes, that's for sure. So, Lily the photo bomber. Man, Lily is a blessing. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I had Diet Coke addiction that was harder to quit than smoking was. You know, Dave, just to give you some perspective, when I was a kid, having a soda was a treat. You know, we didn't have them all the time. It was just a real treat to have a pop now and then. Man, I got something in my throat tonight. And when I went over to Bahrain for my senior year of high school, in Bahrain, they had the only things that were there to drink was beer, what they called sweet water, which was desalinated water, which back then, now we're talking about 1977, was very expensive, or Diet Pepsi, which was surprisingly very cheap, which was sort of an odd situation because the Diet Pepsi was made locally on Bahrain from the sweet water, and yet the Diet Pepsi was like 1/4 the price of the sweet water. So I don't understand how that happened. I'm sure it had something to do with the licensing agreements and, you know, who was who and who was profiting what out of what. But for some crazy reason, I could buy a case of Diet Pepsi for 1/4 the price of the equivalent volume of water. And so when I lived at my senior year of high school, my folks were, sure, drink Diet Pepsi all the time. Drink Pepsi, drink Diet Pepsi all the time, every day. That was what I drank. I would get up and have some water or something for breakfast. I would drink pop all day, maybe a beer or two in the evening. Even beer, even Heineken was cheaper than water there. And so I got into this really bad habit of drinking Diet Pepsi, and that stayed with me. So from 1977 until 2017, the end of 2017, so what was that, 40 years, I drank Pepsi and Diet Pepsi, and I mean to the point of like 12-pack a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but I bet you I drank 10 or 12 cans of pop a day for 40 years. So for me to quit doing that, that was a huge habit to break, and somewhat using these where it's a can and it's still very similar and tactile, serves the same function, but I'm just not getting the caffeine and all the aspartame and all the crap chemicals from it anymore. So it's helping me kick the habit by drinking this, but I imagine once I get on board, it's going to go to straight water from then on. Maybe, you know, well, beer occasionally, especially with nice guys like Andy that hit the super chat and donated $20. I can afford to buy some beer from time to time. So that's awesome. And thank you again, Andy, for that. So let's see. Austin says caffeine and sugar is extremely addictive. Yes, it is. Almost as bad as smoking. I'm with you on the Diet Coke. There you go, Andy. I agree. Doc says, I can't imagine life without canines. Oh, yeah, Doc. You know, here's my thinking about having life with canines. It's kind of like my idea of thinking about having life with bacon. If I die because of bacon, I won. Because I was able to enjoy bacon my whole life. You know, I'm not going to give up on that. So, I mean, there are some things that, you know, speak to the quality of life, the essence of life, and, you know, enjoying some things like that. Now, okay, Diet Pepsi is bad for me. It's killing me because it's chemical. I understand that. You know, they used to say bacon was bad. Now bacon's not so bad. When you're a fellow like me that's been farming and raising my own hogs and making my own bacon, you know, the bacon I was eating was very healthy. I didn't have all the nitrates and stuff in it. So it was really good bacon. I don't know if Cheshire Canary gets on here. She's tried some of my bacon that I sent her from Alaska. She can attest to how good my bacon was. It was awesome. So beginning to wonder if I'm going to be able to make any bacon while on board. But I kind of think it's along the same lines. You know, if I didn't have a dog in my life, life would suck. Life would suck, you know, especially these last 2 years, because some pain in the butt actually helped me and saved my life during these last 2 years. I can say that for a fact, because she has cheered me up and provided with a ton of pleasure and happiness and a pain in my butt for 2 years now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now get down. Now get down. I'm trying to do a live stream. I'm live streaming here, okay? Get down. Get down. Good girl. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Do you still have the drone? Yes, I still have the drone. It is, I don't know if I can see it, right there over my shoulder in the gray box. My Phantom 4 works perfectly. Love it. Love it a lot. Also a little off topic, but a washing machine on a boat, does it use fresh water or salt? It may seem like a dumb question, but I remember you suggesting you want one on the boat with that one. Austin, it depends on what manufacturer of washing machine. The automatic high-end machines do work off the freshwater supply of your boat, but there are some self-powered, human-powered washing machines that you could use salt water for washing in, and then use a freshwater rinse to rinse your clothes off with to save your freshwater content. It all depends on your circumstance and your situation. Some people will just wash their clothes. Some people like me with a low budget will simply just wash their clothes in a bucket for a while and use salt water for that and then do a freshwater rinse. So, Trav, you got to go, man. You take care. I'll see you later, buddy. Hey, Papa Truck Prepstetter, how you doing, man? You live your faithful friend's wolf. I agree. I agree. Okay, I remember you sending out bacon. Yep, I did. Lily, kennel. Kennel, sorry. You're being a pain in the butt. You got to go back in. You were able to come out for a little while, but now you're being difficult. If you are going to sail, you will eat what is locally available. Rainwater is free. There you go. Truly, Lee. Tuffy Lee, I'm sorry. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I'm really looking forward to eating locally. There was an interesting meme today on Facebook that I noticed, and it was a picture of a McDonald's, and then below that was a picture of an open air market in a third world country, and it said, you know, what was it? Oh, it was like, you know, sophisticated country is eating poison, and the third world countries are eating real food, and how crazy that was. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I agree with that. A lot of these farmers in some of these third world countries are growing non-GMO, organic, wonderful vegetables. They do a great job of it on a local basis. So I'm really kind of looking forward to that. In fact, to me, you know, that's going to be one of the highlights of traveling, is being able to try the local produce, the local product, whatever it is, and being able to see the varieties and stuff that goes all around the world. I think that's going to be a pretty amazing part of the trip. So yeah, Stuffy, I agree with that completely. Shell says, my mom would eat rice cakes to stay healthy. Then she'd slather on peanut butter and chocolate chip. Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. I know other people that did that. My ex-wife would eat those, and nah, I don't eat rice cakes. Nope. She just hears your voice and wants to love on you. Yes, whole shot. That's absolutely it. Yes. Yeah. Because when I'm sitting here and I'm just like watching videos, or I'm working on my computer or something, I'm not talking. But when I'm talking, she thinks I'm talking to her and she wants to get involved with it. She gets very excited anytime that I'm talking to the computer. I remember when you shaved and Lily got scared. Yeah. She didn't quite recognize me without the beard. Yeah, she definitely likes me this way. So, I don't know. Some of this beard's going to come off, though. Summertime is getting hot, and this is getting kind of long. So, getting out of control. I worked this summer in a local Coke plant. During my early 20s, we had free access to ice-cold product. We had constant access to brain freeze. Oh, no. Oh, gosh, Doc. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I have to admit, I really enjoyed the taste and flavor of Diet Pepsi, but when you learn about all the poisons and crap and stuff that's in Diet Pepsi, it's just not what I'm looking forward to doing. So, especially as I get on board a boat and get sailing, I'm really going to be looking forward to a healthier diet. You know, being able to do a lot of hunter-gathering type stuff and going on to more of a fish and shellfish diet as opposed to you know, pork, chicken, and beef diet, which we have on the dirt. So summertime, shave the beard. I might just do that, Andy. I might just go bald faced for a while. I don't know. I'm going to be in the market for some new scuba gear, And depending on the mask and the regulator that I get may impact what I do. Although my free diving mask is really nice. I kind of like my free diving mask. So, and it fits me nicely. All I have to do is kind of trim this hair right in this area, and it doesn't leak too bad. I get a little bit of stuff right here. I may have to trim a little bit off the edge of the nose. But, you know, when you're scuba diving or snorkeling, it's all about getting a good seal, and of course, my problem is that I am such a happy person when I'm in the water. I smile a lot. And so the crow's feet coming up from here, and this line right here under my cheek, I smile, and then water gets in my mask. So I'm going to have to be very sad and straight-faced for a while scuba diving, I guess. But I'll get it figured out. So summertime, shave the beard. That's an idea. Gavin Reagan, how you doing, man? Did you get that boat? Don't know yet, Gavin. Don't know yet. We will probably know within a week. It won't be an immediate thing. It's going to take some time. But the guy told me that he was going to be deciding sometime this week. So we will know then. Nothing like snorkeling for dinner. There you go. Yep. Snorkeling, and I got my little pole spear with me so I can be selective. Although the first third to half of the trip, I'm going to be in freshwater. So it'll be just fishing for that portion of it. I don't know. It depends. If the water's warm enough, I might get in the water and do some snorkeling and spear something. But I was wondering about the drone because there is some nice country over by the West Virginia line. And Palm Limit, I'm not going to be driving that direction if I get this boat. I will drive through West Virginia quite often, however, as I go back and forth between Florida and Ohio, which I do plan on continuing to do. Even when I'm down in Florida, I'm going to try to come back up here to Ohio and visit the family as much as I possibly can. And when I'm doing that, I will drive through West Virginia. And as I'm driving through West Virginia, I will attempt to videotape some of that so you can see it. But yeah, some pretty country over there. Do I still have your harpoon gun? I do not have a harpoon gun. I do have a pole spear. And I will be getting a harpoon, not a harpoon gun, but I will be getting a harpoon. Just because it makes it easier to bring big fish on board. So, never mind pole spear. Okay. Just living on a boat bums more calories. Your muscles are in constant work due to the boat movements. And that's very true, Aldo. How you doing? Nice to see you here. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, the boat is moving a lot, and so you tend to move a lot with it. So you are burning a bit more calories. Not a lot more, but a bit more. Yep. Firemen cannot have beards. Factoid. Well, now, I beg to differ with you. I was a firefighter for 8 years in Montana, and I had a beard for all of that. We did have heavy-duty head things that we pulled over that kind of held it tight against your neck and kept your face covered, especially when we, packed up and put on our SPCAs and stuff and for getting into high smoke environments. But yeah, I kept my beards. Shrimp and steak, does that count? Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely. Yep. I got the same Hawaiian sling as Grandpa. Used it in Roatan, Honduras a month ago to spear lionfish. It worked great. Well, that's awesome, Slipstream. Yeah, it's a very effective spear if you just practice with it and know what you're doing. That's awesome, man. Did you eat the lionfish? Because I understand they're great, man. Papa Truck, you message retractor, you. I didn't see your message before you retracted it. You dirty dog. That's okay, man. That's okay. That's a nice thing about the chat. Sometimes you can say something and say, well, that's not what I wanted to say, and you can remove it. So I have done that numerous times myself, actually. Everyone hit like. There you go, please, guys. Everybody hit like. So anyhow, guys, look, it's getting kind of late. 9:40 p.m. here in Ohio. Just wanted to get on and just have a quick thank you to everybody for all of the wonderful comments to my video earlier. I do hope they work. I do hope the guy that's giving away the boat reads them, and I hope they do the trick for me. I really do, because if so, then we'll be out sailing and fishing and swimming and scuba diving very soon. And so, as you can tell, I'm kind of jazzed about that possibility But you know, keeping myself in check. I mean, I'm like one in a few hundred people that have applied to the guy for the boat, I'm sure. So the odds are pretty slim that it's going to be me. So I'm not going to try to get too far ahead of myself. So if it happens, that's awesome. If it doesn't, I have a good solid plan that I'm working to get myself on a boat come November anyway. So either way, we will be on a boat in a few months. Don't forget about us having cocktails in the panhandle. That sounds like a good idea, Papa Truck. Yep, I will remember that. We will work those arrangements out, man. Just got here. What's up? Mitch, you got here a little late, man. We're just getting ready to wrap things up. We've been on for an hour and 15. As I told everybody else before, I was just thanking everybody for all the great comments they made on my previous video on instructing the guy that's going to be giving away the boat as to why I might be a good candidate for it. And I was just telling everybody just how choked up I got, and how awesome it was to read all of those great comments. It was really cool. So I had long hair and a long beard when I was clueless hippie. I loved having a long braid. Dang, I regrew a pair and trimmed off the BS, huh? I trimmed off the. Okay, well, that's interesting, Doc. I like being a clueless hippie. Have a great night, Grandpa. Off to the gym for me. Yeah, LOL night, everybody. Hey, Austin, you take care, buddy. Good luck on the boat. Okay, guys. Hey, Smoking, how you doing, man? Glad to see you here. Yeah, let's go ahead and end this, guys. It's getting late. It's getting past my sleepy time. And I'm hoping I have some good news and good stuff happening tomorrow. So we're going to end this here. You guys all take really good care of one another. And if you would, please do like and subscribe. And if you've not watched my other video that says a little help from my friends, please do watch that and make some comments on there. Maybe it'll help convince this guy to go ahead and give me this boat. So if not, like I said, we have a plan in action. We're working our plan, and our plan is working. So hopefully we'll have something going here pretty soon. So anyhow, guys, you all take good care of one another, and we will see you all later. And maybe one of these days we'll be able to meet somewhere soon on a nice, warm, sandy beach like this one here shown in this picture. This is, of course, Joost Van Dyke, and this is the live stream from the bars there on Joost Van Dyke. So we'll see you later, guys. Be good and be careful. Bye.